Do this before you train or expect to get hurt. Ever since my last marathon, I have dealt with the worst IT band pain. This all stems from weak core, weak glutes, whatever you want to call it, but an imbalance in my hips. This is one of the most common running injuries you can have. An imbalance which causes your body to compensate, which then leads to injuries somewhere else down the road. And to fix all these complications that you might have down the road, there is a routine to save you. So in today's video, I'm gonna walk you through my 10-minute routine that I'm doing while rehabbing out of my injury and that I'm going to continue to do when I'm healthy, because if you're not doing this routine, you will get injured. So let's get into it. Okay, first and foremost, do not make fun of my stretching face or my flexibility. That is one of the reasons why I'm doing this routine, is because I need the help, as do many runners. But this routine that I'm following is called the Myrtle routine. It has a name because it is one of the most common injuries to have, and I'll explain why here in a little. But the first exercise is called this clamshell. What we're doing with all these first exercises is really just opening the hips up. What happens with these injuries is your psoas, P-S-O-A-S. It is a deep inside of you muscle kind of wrapped around your hips, attached to your lower spine. It can get very sore, very tight, and that can cause a lot of issues. A lot of it has to do with pelvic drop, which happens when one side of your body, or even both, start to tilt forward, lean sideways, whatever it be. It is not stable due to weak hips and weak core. So what these exercises are doing are strengthening and stretching our hips and our glutes. So a lot of these on your side movements, and if you take note of how I keep my hand out in front of me to keep myself from rolling backwards, you want to target that hip. The goal here is to strengthen this hip so that when you're running intense and you're fatigued, your hip doesn't tire out, get weak, and let you throw yourself off balance. So two variations of these leg raises, one with your toes pointed straight and your legs going parallel to each other, and then the second one with your toe pointed as much as you can up to the ceiling and raising it like that. After those movements, we move to the classic fire hydrant. Now, in this video, it does not look very difficult or like I am raising it super high. But in person, when you're doing it, it is a good stretch. It feels nice. It is difficult. It is health. Next exercise, we are activating our glutes. So we want to make sure that when we're running, we're pushing the ground back behind us rather than pulling with our hips. We want to make sure these glutes are activated, so we're running, they are turned on and working like they're supposed to. The next few exercises are variations of the fire hydrant. So this one, you raise your leg like the typical fire hydrant, but then you extend your leg out as much as you can. It is a stretch on the hamstring, and point the toe forward and try to keep it as high as you can and bring it as far back and as forward while staying parallel to the ground. Now, if you take note, that is difficult, but you try the best you can, and it is a deep burn inside your hip. The next movement you can really feel, especially if your hips are off-centered like I have learned that mine are. We are going to do both legs forward and backwards fire hydrant circles. Basically, imagine a little ball on the ground next to you, and you are circling your knee with it. Start forward and backwards, and then in reverse, start backwards and forward. Now, we are finally off the ground and off the yoga mat, my favorite. We are doing standing leg swings. So this is a great exercise to do before a run. It is a stretch. It gets the blood flowing in that hip area. It makes sure that glute is firing so that we're pushing the ground away. We are doing both horizontal and vertical leg swings. So side to side, about 10 each leg, and then forward and backwards, 10 each leg. One thing to note with the forward and backward swing is you really want to squeeze the glute in the back and make sure you can feel that muscle. We want to make sure that our hips and our glutes are activated. Now, similar to the fire hydrant movement, we're gonna do both forward and backwards leg swings. It is called a hurdle step over. Imagine there's a low hurdle next to you and we're just simply stepping over it. This one feels great in the hip, especially if you are tight. Now we are almost done with the routine, and keep in mind, a lot of this is done with no rest. You're just knocking them out, getting yourself stretched, getting yourself activated. Now we have moved on to our glutes a little bit more, doing a leg bridge, getting them going, warmed up before adding a little intensity by doing single leg. You can even make it more difficult by standing on a half yoga ball. This is similar to the fire hydrant movement. It is using that same muscle, but you can use weights, add weights, and strengthen. And then after that quick 10 to 12 minute warm up, yes, it is gonna take more time, we move on to the next step. And now for the best part of this all, time to run. That's a wrap. Nothing exciting, nothing crazy, not the 20-mile run that I wish it would be, but it is progress. It is keeping me in the game. It's getting me to the point that I want it to be. And even if you're not out of the game like I was / am, I highly recommend adding this to your artillery. The only thing it can do is help you. It's one of the most common running injuries. And if you're not doing anything to prevent yourself from being injured, you can expect injury to happen. A nice little walk post this morning workout, and that's it for today. Rehab isn't pretty, but rehab is so important. And that's one of the great things about running, is you either take a break or you're forced to take a break. Sometimes you have to take it slow, whether you want to or not. So guys, I hope you learned something from this video on how to better prepare or how to better come back from these running injuries. Don't forget to take it just as serious as the actual run itself. Otherwise, you're gonna be like me over here, having to take it a little easy when you don't want to. Guys, thanks for watching another video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the foam roller. Catch you in the next one.